In this video, we're going to discuss the universal collective, this global energy for the Scorpio full moon that falls on May 12th, 2025. Welcome and greetings. Thank you for tuning in and watching or listening. My name is Edward, psychic medium, animal communicator, your soul messenger host, assisting us all, including myself, to live, love, and manifest the life that our soul intended for us to live this lifetime. Let's get busy. All right, quick introduction. Go to my website, edwardragosta.community. Link readings if you like to have psychic session reading with myself and my guides, telephone, Zoom, or if you're local or if you are traveling in Warwick, New York, through Light Club Curiosity Shop. And on that link readings on my website, all the information's there, current rates, and schedule. All right, and where you can get in touch with me. Very well. And if you would like more videos like this, daily foresight insight, I also have a subscription service, video subscription service, Medium Tarot TV Plus, Feed Your Soul. Go to my website, edwardragosta.community, link Medium Tarot TV, that's the link. And all the current videos will be there, and accompanying theme healing songs as well, and where you can subscribe for more. All right, so let's get to it, shall we? So we're going to pick up where we left off from the last two videos, which would have been, which will, depending on when you view this video, will be on that link, Medium Tarot TV, on my website. The Taurus new moon, I was looking at it like, no, it's not the Aries. The Taurus new moon of May 27th and the Taurus 2025 that started on April 19th. All right. So we will just pick up where we left off, and that would be the current week energy, though everything discussed here will be an influence for the entire lunar month. And this time we're talking about May 12th through June 10th, 2025. So the week energy is going to feel the strongest May 12th through the 18th. And this is the energy of lessons we've learned, lessons we are learning, knowledge, wisdom, the written word. There's a built-in energy of learning and or teaching built in. The Astrological Association is Mars, the planet Mars in Leo. That's a lot of energy, and we don't want a healthy ego. We need, but we don't want our ego to take over, where we cause conflicts where they're not necessarily necessary. And we might also incur competition where it's not called for or necessary. So just be aware of that possibility. It might not be us, it might be someone around us. All right. But I like this energy. We are students of life, so we are constantly learning, growing, and evolving, hopefully, regardless of the stage of life we're in, physical age, from advancement to retirement, makes no difference. I would say this is a great time. Anything to do with the written word has an edge. But if you were thinking of doing or starting anything, blog, vlog, anything that includes the written word, could be a resume, because we're going to be looking at options for ourselves. Could be a resume, could be a thesis, it could be building a website, it could be a lot of different things, obviously. But a journal or maybe a manifestation um, journal might be called for. If it feels right, go for it. And it also has to do with publishing. So if you want to have something published, it's a good time to put energy into it. Not that you have to wait for this, but if the stars align, the stars align. Go for it. All right. Now, moving on to the day energy. And we obviously have the moon in Scorpio. We have a full moon. Scorpio full moon is at 12:56 p.m. Eastern. Adjust the time to where you are on the globe. Color of the day is gray. And this is some interesting energy. This is the energy of change, separation, or sorrow. And I'll explain all three. I want to look to see when was the last time we had this energy. I know we had this energy prevalent. Let's see if I can find it. Oh, of course. Um, for the Aries new moon that we had on March 29th, also solar eclipse, that solar month, which was Aries, which was March 20th through April 18th. All right, so think back March 20th through April 18th. Did we make any, because it's the same energy, one of the same energies, did we make any eternal changes? At that time, I was saying for the Aries new moon solar eclipse, if we want to make outer changes, often it's necessary to make the changes within first, including our mindset, our attitude towards something, person, place, thing. Leaving the past in the past. That was then. This is now. So it doesn't mean we can't give it another shot. Can't try something again. But with the change, it would be a different perspective, different view. Something would be different. So change. Life is constant change, right? Even even a relationship or a partnership that you've been in for years, there's still changes, right? Right. Then there's separation. Do we need to separate from anything? Person, place, thing, or it could be just our mindset, because this is the element of air, which is the conscious mind. And then there is sorrow. And I find it only gets to sorrow if we ignore the warning signals or signs along the way. Been there, done that. Sometimes we're in denial. Sometimes we just refuse to. I guess that is denial. We just refuse to. When matters of the heart are involved. It's easy to do. Sometimes we just refuse to see, to accept the facts, or we don't believe people who are trying to tell us something other than what we want to believe. And in that case, it really depends on who's saying what. Um, that's what that would depend on. But I've been told stuff before, and I didn't want to believe it, and turned out to be right. So that brings up the interesting question: if we know something, do we say it or do we not say it? Because we might not want to hurt someone's feelings. I find it's best to say it if you're speaking the truth and you're coming from your heart and compassion and not out of spite. I think it's best to say something. Whether they accept it or not, they'll know that eventually when they find out the truth, they'll know that you're on their side. I know it's a difficult stance to take, but that's my 2 cents. All right. So this will bring, hopefully, welcome change, right? But change all the same, whether it's welcome or not. And we combine the week energy with the day energy, and then I'm thinking, do we need to spruce up or enhance our skill set or knowledge? If that is the case, you might want to, and that feels right, you might want to look into a class or a course, not necessarily long term. It depends on what your objectives are, what results you want to have. It's going to assist you with that. Okay? Very well. So let's say during Aries, March 20th through April 18th, let's say we made the internal changes. Now we would be ready to take the physical changes or make the physical moves. And we're talking May 12th to June 10th. Perhaps something that was in the works during Aries 2025, March 20th through April 18th, actually physically comes into being, or it happens this month, this lunar month, May 12th to June 10th, 2025. Of course, these are all possibilities. All right, so now we're going to move on to the next energy, and this is the Astrological Association. Well, this is actually the Psychic Insight theme for this Scorpio full moon, which is at 22 degrees Scorpio. So if you're astrologically inclined, you look to see where 22 degrees Scorpio falls on your chart, either your birth natal chart or your progress chart, if you have that. And you look to see where it's affecting you directly. That's where the spotlight is. That's where the focus is. And the opposite sign, 6 signs away, that would, I believe that would be, I'm thinking it's Taurus, but I might be wrong. So 6 signs away, 22 degrees is where it's also going to be, that area of our life is also going to be affected. That's the shadow. There's 2 always in play. There's always light, there's always shadow. Not necessarily good and bad, but the shadow is the underneath issue that is being brought up, and we either look into it or we push it under a rug. What can I tell you? Energetically. But we're here with the energy of change, so we might want to address whatever that shadow issue is for us. And then we can overcome it, and then it doesn't have power over us. So this energy is options. What are our options? So it depends on whatever we want to make a change, whatever change we want in our life. And if it's not an actual change, we might want to plus or add on to something or more of something in our lives. Remember that we usually have more options than we think we do. Remember that. Now, before I get into and this is also known as the flower moon because April showers bring May flowers. That's why. I'm sure they're blooming at this time, hopefully. All right, so before we move on to the theme healing zone, which is my favorite part, I want to discuss briefly the astrological associations that we're also working with. For the zodiac year 2025, that began March 29th with the Aries new moon solar eclipse, we have Virgo sun signs. Virgos are the it boys and girls this year. And this is going to run through, I think it's due like April, like mid-April 2026. So Virgos are the it boys and girls. All Virgo sun signs are activated, empowered, and triggered. And the other energy is Jupiter in Pisces. If you have that placement, Jupiter in Pisces, you're activated, empowered, and triggered as well for the year. The current solar month, but anything that falls on this day is in play. Sagittarius, so all Sagittarius sun signs are activated, empowered, and are triggered. And the placement of Jupiter in Libra. If you have that placement, Jupiter in Libra, you're activated, empowered, and triggered as well for this lunar month. And then, as we discussed, I don't think I did discuss it. Sorry, for the week energy, we did discuss it's Mars in Leo. So if you have Mars in Leo, you're activated, empowered, and are triggered. For the day energy, we did not discuss. It is the placement of Saturn in Libra. Indeed. What I always find about that energy is if we don't make the necessary changes that we need to make, this is the energy I feel that one of them, that the universe steps in. That is whatever's best for our highest good. Especially if you have an agreement with your guides, your spirit guides, with the universe that you want what's best for you. If you're in touch with your inner child, your higher self, we want what's best for ourselves, and we actually ask the universe, which I did, to step in if we get stuck or stubborn. Then the universe steps in because we gave them permission. That's what this energy is. I don't think that's bad. Well, it depends on, how we relate and how we react, right? It is what it is. All right. Now, the theme healing song, we got the keywords of change and moving. So change is from the day energy. Moving is from the combination of energies, sometimes represents moving, which could be moving in our life, like moving to the next cycle, level, progression, or it could be physically moving, locations. All right, so that's why the title of this video is called Moving, because that is the main theme healing song, Moving, released 2024 by Omah, Omah Lay. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. I believe he is African from Nigeria. Anyway, it's a great vibe. It's a great vibe. It's a great movement of energy. Just listening to the song, it'll get you going. It'll get you moving in whatever direction that you need, whatever area of your life that you need. Or perhaps accepting whatever change is happening for our highest good at this time, or this lunar month. All right, and then there's two are like alternatives, honorable mentions. These are songs that Moving by Omah Lay. That's a completely new to me, new artist to me, which I love discovering. But these next two are favorites of mine. So there's Move in the Right Direction, released 2012 by the group Gossip. Love that song. If you need encouragement to get going, move. And then there is Move Along, released 2005 by the All American Rejects. These are just two songs that I love. And that's like something has to give. So whatever you need for, energetic support, you listen to, or listen to all three. They all definitely have their own merit. But it's whatever we need at this time in our lives. So, bottom line, keep moving forward. Allow our lives to move in the direction that we want. Let's be open to all the options. And if we need to weigh our options like a pro and con list, do it. If you need to do a vision board to get yourself going, do it. Whatever you need to do to get yourself motivated. Because it's moving time. Okay? All right. So until next time we connect, thank you for tuning in and watching or listening. We'll see you in the next video, or perhaps for a reading, telephone, Zoom, or in Warwick, New York through Light Club Curiosity Shop. Okay. Take care. Keep moving.